little girl is trying to burrow into a bitter melon. The giant next to her was ready to use the bitter melon as food. However, the old giant notices the little girl in the bitter gourd and quickly stops her. He suggests to the giant that eating this bitter melon is not for you. After all, you are a carnivorous giant and should eat people. After being affected by the old giant's remarks, the giant immediately dropped the bitter melon in his hand and even intended to crush it. Seeing this, the old giant gave the giant his 82 soda. Satisfied, the giant left with a sneer.
You is an insult to giant people.
The old giant hurriedly picked up the bitter melon after the giant left and let the little girl climb out of it. Seeing the little girl's wretched appearance, the old giant couldn't help laughing. Then he took a hot bath for the little girl, found a new set of clothes for her to change into, and also set up a tiny bed for her in the tree hole. With a book at the head of the bed, the little girl saw that the old giant was so kind and gentle, and the guard in her heart was dissolved. At this time, the old giant needed to go out to work. He settled the girl in the tree cave full of colorful bottles, and explained to her that these bottles are all his special way to capture the dream. Each night, it is the old giant's duty to capture the dreams, and then give the sweet dreams to those who need them through a loudspeaker. Now he is about to perform this task, but a little girl is adamant about accompanying him. At the girl's insistence, the old giant agreed to her request. They arrived outside the entrance to the cave and found many giants asleep. The old giant carefully attempted to go around them. However, he ended up being grabbed by a huge hand. Just then, there was lightning and thunder in the sky, followed by heavy rain. The giants were afraid of the rain, so they put up their large umbrellas to find shelter. The old giant also took the girl and left in a hurry. But after they left, the giants noticed the blanket by their feet and realized that the old giant was hiding someone, so they decided to monitor his movements closely. On the other hand, the little girl decides that she can't do nothing. They must find a countermeasure. When she saw the portrait of the queen on the wall, she came up with a plan to get the old giant to meet the queen, so they traveled to the palace together. In order to entertain the 15-meter tall giant queen, they prepared a giant dining table, next to which the waiter needed to use a ladder in order to serve the food, which would take hundreds of eggs in one bite. As a token of appreciation for the queen's hospitality, the old giant took out his long-cherished 82-year-old soda. This soda had the unique property that, unlike other bubbly drinks, its bubbles were facing down. When everyone drank it, an incredible thing happened. This convinced the queen to unleash her army. Led by the old giant, they arrived in the land of the giants just before sunset. Before the action begins, the old man tries to make the giants realize that cannibalism is the wrong thing to do by creating a nightmare. However, he notices that the dream-blowing horn is missing. The girl then walks directly towards the giants with the bottle, but accidentally wakes up one of the giants as she prepares to break the bottle. Immediately afterward, he threw down the bottle, and luckily the other giants were affected and lost their attacks. However, this giant leader still insisted on hurting the girl. Just then, the old giant arrives in time, but is grabbed and pinched by the giant. Just then, the helicopter appeared and quickly tied the giant's wrists, and the special forces landed from the air. Showing great combat prowess, they capture and trap all of the giants in nets, then send them to an uninhabited island. In addition, they also airdropped a large number of bitter melon seeds. From then on, the giants could only eat veggies and could never eat humans again. In the end, the little girl returned to her home, while the old giant continued his journey to fulfill his dream. The movie Rylance, the Giant is a fantasy adventure film produced by Disney and directed by Steven Spielberg. Based on the novel of the same name by Roald Dahl, the movie tells the story of Savi, who meets a good-hearted giant who likes to collect beautiful dreams and joins forces to protect the human world in order to stop the other giants from eating people. The movie shows us the power of friendship, courage, and love. It makes us realize that even in the face of life's difficulties and challenges, we can overcome them with courage and determination. At the same time, the movie also reveals that everyone has his or her own dream, and the pursuit of the dream may encounter difficulties, but as long as we persist, we will be able to realize it. That's all for today's story. If you like me, please like and follow me.